Hey, hey.
Hey guys.
So this is a recap, I guess, on the last couple of months.
We keep saying we're going to put out this video. We'll explain everything. We'll tell you where we've been, why we took a break. So we're finally doing it, but we're on vacation.
On vacation. Better late than never, though. And now or never, because probably wouldn't have gotten done if we did it any other time.
That's true.
So we're going to answer a few questions that you might have had.
And give you some details that you might not have had. So
Exactly. So
first question, where have we been?
So in March, February, yeah. In February, well, backtrack. In December, Leah got pregnant. What? And
It's like right after Christmas. Or like
right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Before Christmas, we got pregnant, and it was a rocky pregnancy from the start. And so
I would say like after the first week or two, then it became, no, after the first week it was rocky because I went a full week and I was okay.
So yeah, rocky, and then I mean, we had quite a few doctor visits between December and February.
Yeah.
And then in February, Leah had a miscarriage. And so we were 9 weeks. We had just heard the heartbeat the week before. So we were 9 weeks. And yeah.
So yeah, long story short, that's where we were for the first part of the break. We were just, dealing with all the emotions and things that came with having a miscarriage and dealing and healing through that. But backtracking, when we found out, how did you feel when we found out we were pregnant the first time?
I was excited, for sure. We had a couple of different instances before where we thought we were pregnant, and I was like, I don't know, just because I knew I wasn't even close to being ready. And then one time I was like, and it didn't, and we weren't pregnant. Leah just wasn't feeling well due to stress from her previous job.
Yeah, but that's actually when we moved our timeline up because we weren't going to start trying, but I think after seeing how really excited he got and like feeling like I guess he was a little bit more ready, or maybe we were more ready, we moved our timeline up. So
I feel like I'm never gonna be ready. I'm a big kid, so I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I'm like, I'm gonna have a new little version of me or Leah running around who I can transform and mold to my liking. But at the same time, all of that, me transforming this little monster, if they turn out like me, could be, I don't know. It's just, it's a new life, right? So.
Yeah. We were really excited. We had that moment of like, well, I know I did when I found out. Like I was excited and I was like, oh my goodness, like this is gonna happen. Like this is real. So I was like excited and like scared and nervous. But like that night, we jumped on the computer and started making like little announcement cards to give to his parents and to give to mine, and then also the Jameses. They're like our best friends' parents all in one package. But they did our marriage counseling. You've seen them in a couple of the other vlogs. But yeah, so we wanted to make that to give to them. And I'll probably insert a picture of of what it looked like. But yeah, so we made that, and then the next day we
that was like a month in, or a couple weeks in. That was a couple weeks into the marriage or the pregnancy.
But yeah, they were excited. Mom screamed, as always. I think I have everybody's reaction.
Yeah.
If I can find it, maybe I'll put some of that in here too. But yeah, everybody was super excited.
Yep. And
then we made our first appointment, and really from there, that's kind of when things went downhill.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went in, and
the doctor had a lot of concerns from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very forward.
Yeah.
Not in a negative way. She just wanted us to have all of the
direct.
details.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So when I first went in, she, of course, was doing like a pelvic exam, checking everything out, but she felt a cyst, and she wasn't sure if it was a cyst or if it was the baby in my ovaries or in the tube. And so she immediately had some concern because she thought we could possibly have an ectopic pregnancy, which really could be life-threatening, if it ruptured or anything like that. So we were just trying to figure out what was going on. So they took a lot of blood that day, ran a lot of tests, and so we got the results pretty much immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She was very adamant about us having information.
Yeah, so my beta levels were a little low for where I should have been in the pregnancy, from time of conception to when we went into the doctors. My beta levels were low. And what else? And then, of course, she was just concerned about the location. So then we had a ultrasound right away, and in the ultrasound they were looking, but again, for how far along I should have been, they weren't really seeing anything. They should have started to see the sac forming and all of that stuff, and they couldn't see it, and they kept checking back, the dates, the date of your last menstrual, all of that stuff. And I was like, this was the date. We had a little app, so we were like, this is the possible times.
Couple of apps.
We could have conceived. We weren't sure. But, so anyway, there was just a lot of concern from the very beginning. So then pretty much, I think after that appointment,
we met frequently with the doctor, probably once a week.
No.
Twice a week.
Yeah, we went in almost every other day.
Mm-hmm.
For about 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
I was going in every other day because I had to get, some of it was seeing the doctors, but it was also just getting my beta levels checked.
Right. She had a lot of blood taken.
Yes, they took a lot of blood from me. So I can't remember, was it that appointment that or was it the second appointment where we just kind of went home? We were kind of devastated.
Second appointment.
Yeah, it was the second appointment where the doctor pretty much said the next time we come in, and I was starting to have bleeding consistently. But yeah, she said the next time we come in, if my beta levels haven't doubled, then she thinks we should go ahead and terminate the pregnancy because something may be wrong. And this is just the body's way of saying it's not working. So yeah, that was a really hard day. Yeah, I remember we came home, we just kind of ordered food, did a lot of crying. Copper did a lot of crying too. I feel like the whole time I was pregnant, he cried and whined almost the entire time. Like, in Brooklyn, she was super affectionate until she knew something was wrong, and then she went back to being herself, antisocial towards me, not affectionate. But yeah, so that was a hard day. And yeah, I just remember having to hold it together. We had some different things we had to go to. But yeah, it was just hard, kind of like keeping this huge secret. Like, it's already hard enough to keep a secret, like you're pregnant, because you know you want to wait till the first trimester. But then to have the secret and know things aren't going well made it really difficult. We ended up having to tell, like I had to tell some people at my job, just in case they were leaning towards it being an ectopic pregnancy, but in case it ruptured or anything happened, I had to let them know so that they could immediately get me to a hospital or something, because like I said, it could be life-threatening. So that was difficult, but I was really grateful. My boss prayed with me, and I work at a Christian school, but yeah, it was really cool to have their support. So yeah.
No, you got it, baby. You seem to be taking the bull by the horns. You're just filling in a lot of the gaps I didn't consider.
Yeah.
I was just getting straight to it.
Yeah. And then, let's see. So then we went in the next appointment. And she didn't know that I had gone in earlier that day. Like, I went on my lunch break to go get my beta levels done. And then we had like an appointment at like 2 or something. So anyway, she didn't know that. So we had gone in, and she was like, I'm still not seeing things progressing, and I really think you should head on over to the hospital and basically like end the pregnancy. So, you know, that was difficult. The hospital was like right next door, and I'm a mom there, and we went over, and then we signed into the ER, so we were just waiting, and
then we went back into the room,
yeah.
But just as we went back, we got a phone call from the doctor from her OB to the ER doctor, and she said, don't do anything. Her beta levels doubled. So we went from crying sadness to crying joy.
Yeah, the nurses didn't know what to do. They're like, is this good news? Yeah, it was just, I was a wreck.
So then, yes.
Yeah, so that was a really exciting like turnaround and highlight in the whole time, because yeah, it was just an answered prayer. A lot of people, I know some of the staff and my boss were praying, and of course like parents and friends and family were praying, and so it was just really cool to see, like, just in the nick of time.
Yes.
They got the results. So I know for me that gave me kind of a hope that like surely things are gonna progress smoothly from here, and so that's what I was really hoping for. Yeah.
So I don't know how much time passed after that.
But while time passed, I was still bleeding.
Right, she's still bleeding. She's talking to her doctor mom a lot, and then one day I came home and she was just on bleeding, and then
I called the doctor.
I called
the office, and they gave me the doctor on call
because her doctor was out of town. So the
Yeah.
doctor on call said, well, your the baby's heartbeat is in the good range.
Yeah.
And so it couldn't be a miscarriage.
You're fine.
You're fine. But then we ended up calling Dr. Mom, and And
Dr.
pretty
Mom
much,
is my mom. That's what he's saying. We ended up calling my mom.
And then we made the decision to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
In the hospital,
I was having really strong cramps, contractions a little bit. It was really weird. They hurt. They were strong for sure. And I just felt like it's not good. Like this isn't normal. I had cramping before, but it would be like I had done too much around the house, like and I just needed to sit down and get off my feet. And when I would, it would kind of like subside, but they were not nearly as strong as they were then. Anyway, so we called Mom. And Mom was like, "You guys just need to go." So, and I agreed. So we went.
I was saying we should go to the hospital probably every instance she had.
I was about to say, pretty much almost every other day. He's like, "Do we need to go to the hospital?
So,
we need to go to the hospital."
For me, it was nothing to go to the hospital because that was my push the entire time. Yeah. Just because the doctor had been so skeptical about the pregnancy. And so for me, it only made sense from the very beginning to go to the hospital.
Yeah. But at that point, they have ruled out it being an ectopic pregnancy because, again, we saw the heartbeat. We saw things developing. It was where it should be. I did have a cyst on my ovaries, and that had ruptured, which caused the bleeding. And that eventually started to trickle down. So my bleeding did go down a little bit. Well, a lot, actually. But then in our very last ultrasound, they saw something inside of the sac as well, and they didn't know what that was. And so they had scheduled me to go over to EVMS to, I guess they do like in-depth ultrasound, fetal testing, whatever. She wanted me to go over there because she hadn't seen that before, and she just wanted another opinion. So
before we made it to EVMS for that appointment, she started bleeding a lot. And then that's when we made the decision, all of us, to go to the hospital. So we went to the hospital.
They took me back pretty much right away.
Yep, right away. And then I think they went to do a cervical exam, and at that time, the
doctor, like triage doctor at the time, she was trying to be as comforting as she could, but even she was like, "This is a lot of blood." And she, was pulling out stuff and sent a lot of stuff to get tested, stat, to figure out what was going on. And then they also sent me back for another ultrasound. And the ultrasound lady too, like, she was trying to ask questions, but I was crying and getting emotional. So it was hard.
So between her mom, her dad, and me, there's just a lot of emotions, but we pulled through. I don't know if there's much more you wanted to share. You're kind of going into much greater detail than.
Yeah, no. The one thing the ultrasound person did say, she's like, it does look pretty clear, which on one end was heartbreaking news, obviously. On the other end was good because that meant I didn't need to get a DNC. So that meant, my body just kind of handled it naturally, which was kind of my prayer. Like, if anything happened, at least my body would do it itself. I never wanted to have to make the decision, like, okay, we're going to, end it. So, yep. So that they released us that night, and we went home. and I think there was like
flower stuff.
That was the next day.
Edible arrangements.
Yeah, the next day we got edible arrangements and some dinner.
Yeah, her boss made her. So it was a Tuesday that she had the miscarriage. Her boss made her stay home Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I took off that Wednesday, stayed home with her, and then went into work Thursday and Friday. But a lot of people came to check up on her, between her dad and some friends. Sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she was well looked after.
Yep. Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
So that's where we have been. We also covered some of the other questions.
Yeah, so that was the first half. That was about the pregnancy. Anything different? I don't eat a lot of meat, but for that pregnancy, I loved Wendy's 4 for 4s.
Yes, you did.
I ate them almost every day.
At least 2 a day.
I did not have 2 a day.
Her mom would buy her one, and then I would buy her one.
That was a very special day. I was very excited. That did not happen all the time.
Frequently.
But yeah, I would have Wendy's. That was it. And then I did get morning sickness, but I never like threw up.
Didn't you?
No.
In the evenings?
I would get morning sickness, and it would I would just be super queasy from like 6-ish till about 9. And then I was fine, so I would try to like eat before that. But yeah, I got a ton of acne. Well, what I thought was a ton of acne, I did get some, and that was interesting. And yeah, I did kind of pop out a little quick, definitely by the right close to when we had the miscarriage. You could see a little bit that I was pregnant. So yeah, but yep, that's what happened. That's where we were. So just dealing with that and with the emotions. I grieved, but I really wanted to spend kind of my spring break time grieving, just because I knew I would be sad, but I'm like I didn't want to have to think about like, oh, I still got to go to work the next day. So at least I figured if I took that time, then that was a good week to really deal and heal. But yeah, I had a great support system. I think my mom, my friend Yolanda and Shannon, they probably text me every day on the hour. So yeah, I was really grateful for them and their friendship. And what else? And then we filmed our video, which by the time you're watching this, you probably have already seen that and we're probably super confused. But yeah, that was kind of what we did to just remember, our first little baby. So.
Yep, so spring break didn't go as planned for her.
No, so fast forward some time, we have...
Spring break was in April.
Yeah, so we lost baby in March. February. Like February 24th or something. Then in March we made the video. And then in... Late March, we were doing okay. I think we started filming a little bit, or attempted to film a little bit. Yeah, we started doing some filming. And I was all excited about spring break. I was gonna film everything we were gonna do. And
you were gonna film on spring break?
Uh-huh.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was. Because remember, we had some things planned for spring break. We had a couple things. So I was gonna film some of those things, but on Saturday Brooklyn kept coming in my face and sitting on me, primarily on my stomach. And I was just
much like you did during the first pregnancy.
Right. And I was just kind of like, Brooklyn, we don't do this. You don't like me. We don't really get along. Again, Brooklyn's the cat. So I was just kind of like, whatever. And then Sunday, she did it again. And that time she sat right there. Like she walked over, we were laying in the bed. She walked over Jay and came straight to me and laid down. And I was just like, if you don't get away from me. And I had my aunt and my aunt and cousins were in town. I think they came like Monday, Tuesday, something like that. And I had all this acne and so anyway.
Yeah, so she had talked to Yolanda, who's a nurse.
She's actually my nurse, but my best friend.
About the acne, and Yolanda kept saying,
she's like, it just looks hormonal. It looks really hormonal. Like, it'll probably just go away. And we were thinking it was postpartum. And one of the things I didn't realize is that even after miscarriage, your body still goes through postpartum. And so I was like, okay, whatever. But this has been a while. Like, these hormones should be out of my system. I didn't get back on the birth control because Jay wanted to try again in June after the 3 months was up. They told us to wait about 3 months before we tried again. And so yeah, I didn't get back on birth control. So I just didn't understand where these hormones should be coming from. I thought it had been some time since the miscarriage and they should be out of my system.
But lo and behold, she took a test Monday. And
we were pregnant again.
What? I'm raising the roof, y'all.
And that's pretty much how the reactions went. He was excited, and I busted out in tears.
Yes. This was not the plan.
He was cutting the grass. Did you even know I was going to take a test that morning? I don't think I told you.
No, you didn't. You just came outside with the test.
And then I slammed it on the deck and walked away. I was really upset.
She was.
And he laughed at me the whole time like
I did.
He's doing now. I just wasn't ready. I was still very sad from the miscarriage.
Yeah.
And
that was something I didn't quite understand because it had been a couple of months, and I understand grieving is different for everybody, but I think for me, cried a little bit here and there, got it all out, I was good to go. So for me, I had moved on very quickly from the sadness, whereas Leah had put off her sadness. She was not going to be sad.
At least not until spring break.
Which I guess was not what I had expected either, because spring break is for fun, not for sadness.
Yeah.
So it went from my expectation of having a fun spring break, even with her plans of doing these things. I
had still planned to have fun, but I definitely had planned to take,
every morning.
The first few days, and just really journal and try to get out like what I was thinking and what I was feeling. I think in being a disciple and really trying to follow God, I had gone through hard stuff before, but the way I would grieve before would definitely be with some alcohol or something like that. So I was a little nervous of how am I going to do when I'm not turning to those things, and I am just turning to God to really deal with those emotions. So I just didn't know what that process was going to be like, and I didn't want to have to do that knowing I have to get up and go teach, you know, the next day. So I figured if I could just block off a little chunk of time, you know, then I could do that and then try to heal and grieve and then be done with it.
So the plans for fun / sadness turned into sadness / anger. So there was a lot of finger pointing and blaming because it was all my fault that we were in this situation. But as you can see, I'm still laughing about it because it's still funny to me. Whereas Leah did not feel the same way.
It did not. Later that week, I did finally get a grip and come to terms with it. Went to breakfast with my mom and told her, and she was a little taken back too. And yeah, there was just a lot of different emotion. Of course, my best friend Yolanda had no emotion. She and Jay were like the same, laughing at me and doing
She
all
had
kinds of
emotions,
stuff.
it just wasn't the same emotions you had.
Yeah, she had emotions. The only one who went through my emotions with me was Shauna, which I really appreciated. But yeah, everybody else just kind of made fun of me.
We didn't make fun of you. We just didn't have the same emotions. You were sad and angry. We were joyous and excited. So
yeah,
we weren't making fun of you. We just, you might have felt that way because we were the exact opposite of you.
yeah. But I wasn't angry at the fact, I wasn't like angry at the baby or anything like that. I was just angry at the fact that God was going to give us another baby practically a week later. Why couldn't I just keep my first? So that's more or less what I was feeling.
Later.
Well, yeah, I mean, it wasn't like a week later, but that's pretty much how I felt. So yeah, that was a surprise, needless to say, unexpected, and yeah.
So that was April. So here we are in June.
And I was like 4 weeks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was 4 weeks by then.
She was in denial. So then Leah had no choice but to accept what the test had said.
I still look at that test to this day.
I don't know why she still has it.
Thinking like maybe I read it wrong. Meanwhile, I done already had appointments, but still.
we already saw the ultrasound, the baby's head, arms, and body.
I don't know why I still look at it, but
it's real.
So yeah, anyway, I did eventually go to the doctors.
How long did that take?
I said I wasn't going until I made it past I said 9 weeks.
So after 8 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't go till after 9 weeks. So my dad was very adamant. He wanted me to go. And it was April. He wanted me to go at the beginning of March. And April, May, not March. We went back in May. He wanted me to go in May. So I made my appointment for May 30th. And that's when I went in. So, yeah, that was a very interesting day. I had a lot of emotions because it's kind of like going back, doing this all over again. Yeah.
But it was all good news this time.
It was all good news. You know, the doctor's like, how's the morning sickness been? And I'm like, awful. This time I was throwing up. Just had a lot going on. And her response was like, good. I'm so glad to hear that. So, yeah, it was good news. She was able to, right in the room, do the little, like Doppler. Anyway, just hear the heartbeat right away. She was able to find it. It was nice and loud, loud enough. So we heard that, and then she's like, see if you can go get an ultrasound today. So we went over to there's 3 buildings that they work in. So we went over to the other building, was able to get an ultrasound, and the lady who did it was, I guess, the lady who had confirmed our miscarriage, like basically saying like, no, you're clean, you're good to go. So she recognized us right away, and she was happy we were back. I was nervous that they were all gonna be like, we told you to wait 3 months. Cause yeah, it wasn't 3 months.
Nobody cares about that. They really don't.
I thought it was like maybe a health reason why I had to. I didn't know.
It's only recommended. It's not mandatory.
In my mind.
Why would you got my eye?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. In my mind, I thought it was mandatory.
Jerk.
Sorry. So yeah.
She's still not in, she's still in denial. Can't let me be happy.
So, yeah, good appointment. She was able to find everything. She was actually able to tell the sex of the baby right then and there.
Which you will see in a few weeks, possibly.
Yeah, we'll do a gender reveal. We don't know. I have my suspicions based off how this whole thing has gone. But yeah.
And if she's wrong, she's gonna have to apologize to the baby.
I am a lot, because I have everybody, well, not everybody, but a good amount of people is saying what I think it is, which is pretty funny. So yeah, baby's getting bigger.
Currently 15 weeks.
As of yesterday.
Yeah, buddy.
15 weeks. And we have, let's see, what's the size now? Of a canary, a yellow lemon. Canary, no, lemon was 14 weeks. Avocado. Size of an avocado. And, or a yellow canary. So, yep. If I remember, I'll attach some belly shots in here. But yeah, overall, I think we're feeling good. Good about the baby. And just taking it one day at a time. And yeah, wanted to fill you guys in about where we've been. Fill you in about the miscarriage. We call that baby Brownie. The one that we lost, and this one is baby Ginger. And yeah, that's where we've been. We're doing well. We are excited to see. We're due December 13th. Yep. And
Santa's not the only one coming to town.
Yeah, but I'll attach our announcement one picture for this one. I'll attach that too. So, thanks guys so much for watching. For those of you who have also experienced the loss in any way, it is hard, and hearts go out to you, because that is a difficult process and experience for sure. But yeah, thank you for everybody that loved and supported us, and we are truly grateful. Thanks for watching. Bye guys. Well, we didn't have, we was trying to spread everything.
That's sweet. By 2 feet? It's already 2 feet? It's already 2 feet?
No, it's not already 2 feet.
It's not already 2 feet.
but we're gonna have 2 little feet.
No, okay. Gotcha.
No.
So my dad on here.
Oh, congratulations.
Look, cousin.
You have somebody to play with.
Oh, man.
Yay. That was Mama's Christmas, New Year's surprise, and it was.
Yeah. So we are 5 weeks and 2 days.
All right.
So
Yay.
right now it's the size of a BB.
BB.
Baby.
2 extra little feet coming up.
Ooh. He's like, I got you.
Oh, cool. It's the Browns.
Oh,
Right,
good.
2 feet. What does that mean? Are you guys pregnant? Are you really?
How you gonna tell them 3 times?
We just had D time.
That's it.
I'm so excited.
Thanks. Thanks.
That's funny. I was like, 2 feet. What is that? Wow. Congratulations.
I think we have one more gift to give you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. So we are 4.5 weeks pregnant.
Wave my camera. Wave my camera. This is not April 1st, so this is not April Fool's.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
She's crying. I never said that. What do you think Grammy's response is going to be?
Well, after the initial shock and exclamation, she'll be, "Child, let me make you some food." Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Child. Woo! Something along those lines.
All right. We'll see. So, Ashley, what do you think Grammy's response is going to be to this little baby?
What will her response be? I think there's going to be some version of, stop it, Leah. You stop it. You stop it. Oh, you stop it. Get out of here. Get out of here, Leah. Oh. Oh, hold on. Can I come up and do the other one? Right here. Hi, baby. This is your Grammy. We're waiting for you. Is your Grammy talking? Something like that is probably going to be in the reaction. All right, so Lynn, what do you think your mom's reaction is going to be to this little baby?
It's probably going to be something like... Lily, you gonna be a grandmother! Something really loud and high pitched like that.
Yep.
I didn't bring flowers, I brought you something else. I bring flowers when I come.
Oh my gracious. Come on in, darling.
It's so small. Is it in there?
Yes.
How far along? How far?
I'll be 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
You are gonna be a great.
Great grandma. Oh my gracious.
She said it's
Is it in there? This is amazing. Oh Lord, let me see my great grandchild. So what? You know what it is?
No, not yet.
No, it's this big.
It's real
It's just
tiny.
growing.
It's the size
Looks
of a
big on here.
of a
I know, right? Something. Look, it looks big on here.
It's the size of a blueberry.
Oh Lord, Jesus. It's right here, right beside mom and daddy.
Oh, this was good.
Oh my gracious! What a way to tell me! What a way to tell me! You got me. You got me.
So we all came because we wanted to see your
Oh my gracious! Oh my gracious!
Yes.
That's for real. You said it's real. You're gonna be a grandmother. It's a whole other situation. And you're gonna be what?
A great
A
aunt.
great aunt. Oh my gracious! Look at
It's
this.
gonna be auntie and uncle.
Look at that. Oh my gracious! This is amazing. That was real good.
Nice.
I know, it's amazing.
Oh my gracious! When did you find out, Lynn?
Oh goodness, how long have we been here?